Sweden isn't just IKEA and ABBA. This is a land carved by ice, fire, and myth, where waterfalls thunder like Viking war drums, and the earth itself is still rising from the last ice age. Today, we're counting down the 15 most incredible natural wonders of Sweden, and the ancient stories they're hiding. Let's go. 15. Tyresta National Park, the ancient forest. Just 40 minutes from Stockholm, you step into a world untouched for 400 years. Tyresta is a primeval forest where pine trees older than the United States still stand. After a massive wildfire in 1999, the forest began healing itself. No humans allowed. Locals call it Stockholm's nature gem. And if you listen close, you might hear the crunch of a moose or see a black and white horse grazing by a lake. It's proof that wilderness can survive right next to a capital city. Protected since 1993, Tyresta contains some of Sweden's oldest trees, over 400 years old. The 1700s farm buildings in Tyresta by still stand as a time capsule. 14. Stora Mosse National Park, the endless bog. Imagine walking on water, but it's land. Stora Mosse is Sweden's largest bog south of Lapland. For 10,000 years, dead plants have been stacking here, creating a spongy, mysterious landscape. Vikings thought bogs were gateways to the underworld. Today it's home to cranes, elk, and 40 kilometers of boardwalks that let you float above the myth. In autumn, the whole place turns gold and red. Don't fall in. Formed after the Ice Age when glaciers melted, it's been a national park since 1982, preserving one of Europe's most intact bog ecosystems. Tiveden National Park, the Troll Forest. Welcome to Tiveden, a forest so wild, so chaotic, that people once believed trolls lived here. Giant boulders dropped by glaciers look like they were tossed in anger. There's even a mountain called Trollkirka, Troll Church. But it's not a church, it's a rock formation where rebels hid in the 1600s. Hike here and you'll find glistening lakes between the boulders, and a beach called Vitsand where you can swim in summer. Beautiful, but you'll feel watched. The forest was a hideout for outlaws for centuries due to its impassable terrain. Became a national park in 1983. Stora Karlsö Island Reserve, the Bird Kingdom. Off the island of Gotland sits Stora Karlsö, the second oldest nature reserve in the world. Every spring, 1 million birds return here. Murres, razorbills, and guillemots cover the cliffs like a living blanket. Humans have used its 20 caves since the Stone Age. Come at sunrise and the sound alone will give you chills. This is where Sweden decided nature was worth protecting back in 1880. Declared a nature reserve in 1880 to protect its unique bird life and limestone flora, one of the first conservation efforts in Europe. 11. Söderåsen National Park, the Southern Ridge. Down in southern Sweden, the land cracks open. Söderåsen means the Southern Ridge, and it's a dramatic rift valley with cliffs up to 90 meters high. Hike through beech forests, then suddenly you're at Lake Odensjön, a perfectly round lake formed by a collapsed volcano crater. Legend says Odin, the Norse god, sacrificed his eye here. True or not, the lake's icy water in summer feels like a sacrifice worth making. The ridge formed 150 million years ago. The park was established in 2001 to protect the unique deciduous forest and geology. 10. Fulufjellet National Park, land of the waterfall and oldest tree. This is where you find Nämdöskärgården, one of Sweden's tallest waterfalls at 93 meters. But the real wonder is hidden in the forest. A spruce tree here, called Old Tico, is 9,565 years old. It started growing when mammoths still walked the earth. The tree survived the Ice Age by cloning itself. You're looking at a living thing older than all of human civilization. The waterfall and ancient trees are remnants of post-Ice Age ecology. National Park since 2002. Abisko National Park, where the lights dance. If you want to see the northern lights, this is the most reliable place on Earth. Abisko has blue hole weather, a patch of sky that stays clear even when it's cloudy everywhere else. The Sami people believe the lights were the souls of the dead. Disrespect them, and they'd carry you to the afterlife. Science now says it's solar particles, but standing under it, you'll believe the Sami. National Park since 1909, one of Sweden's first. The Aurora Sky Station was built for aurora research and tourism. Tanforsen, Sweden's mighty waterfall. Meet Tanforsen, Sweden's largest waterfall. 38 meters tall, 60 meters wide, and when snow melts in spring, it roars with 400 cubic meters of water per second. Stand on the wooden deck, and the ground shakes. In winter, it freezes into a cathedral of ice. There's even a bench nearby called Kissarnas Bank, the kissing bench. Because if you're not moved to kiss someone here, check your pulse. Located in Jämtland, the falls have been a tourist site since the 1800s. The surrounding forest is a nature reserve. The High Coast, the land that's still rising. This UNESCO site is magic because it's still growing. The High Coast rises 8 millimeters every year. Why? 20,000 years ago, a 3-kilometer thick ice sheet pressed Sweden down. When it melted, the land started bouncing back. It's the highest post-glacial rebound in the world. Hike the High Coast Trail, and you'll walk on beaches that were underwater 500 years ago. The Earth here literally can't sit still. Formed after the last ice age, became UNESCO World Heritage in 2000 for its unique geology. Kosterhavet Marine National Park, Sweden's underwater world. Sweden's first marine national park. Under these cold, clear waters live 6,000 species, more than any other Swedish waters. Think coral reefs, but Nordic. Kayak between islands, snorkel in summer, and you'll see why scientists call this Sweden's Great Barrier Reef. No tropical fish, but the bravery of swimming here, that's the thrill. Established 2009 to protect Sweden's most biodiverse marine area. The Koster Islands have been inhabited since the Stone Age. Gotland's rauks, the stone giants. On Gotland, the sea carved limestone into giants. These are rauks, sea stacks standing like petrified trolls. The most famous area, Furulin, used to be a limestone factory. Now it's a surreal landscape where nature took back over. Folklore says trolls turn to stone in sunlight. Stand among them at dusk, and you'll believe it. Formed 400 million years ago when Gotland was a tropical reef. The rauks were shaped by ice age and waves. Gotland's medieval town Visby is also UNESCO. Vildmarksvägen, the Wilderness Road, 500 kilometers, 867 meters above sea level. Vildmarksvägen, the Wilderness Road. In winter, Snowplows cut through walls of snow 6 meters high. Drive it in June when it opens, and you'll pass Hellingsafalet waterfall, endless lakes, and maybe reindeer. This isn't a road. It's a journey through Swedish Lapland's wild heart. Built in the 1970s to connect remote villages, Stekenjokk Plateau section closes all winter due to snow. Stockholm Archipelago, the city of 30,000 islands. Stockholm isn't one city. It's 30,000 islands. The archipelago is a maze of pine, granite, and red cottages. Some islands have one house. Some have none. Vikings used these islands to hide. Artists like Anders Zorn came here to paint. Take a ferry, kayak, or just sit on a cliff. This is where Swedes go to remember what silence sounds like. Formed by Ice Age and post-glacial rebound. Inhabited since the Viking Age, Bullero is now part of Nämdöskärgården National Park. Stubba Nature Reserve, the frozen fairy tale. Far north, in Swedish Lapland, lies Stubba. In winter, every Norway spruce is sculpted by snow into a frozen statue. National Geographic called it Winter's Magnificence. No roads, no noise. Just you, the forest, and a sky that turns pink at noon. This is the Sweden of storybooks. Quiet, vast, and utterly humbling. Protected since 1988. Part of the Laponia UNESCO World Heritage Area. Home to Sami culture for 7,000 years. Nämdöskärgården National Park, Sweden's newest wonder. Number 1, and it's brand new. In 2025, Sweden opened Nämdöskärgården National Park, its first marine national park in the Baltic Sea. 97% of it is water. Over 1,300 islands and skerries. It protects the fragile Baltic ecosystem, ancient forests shaped by the ocean, and farms that have existed for centuries. Artists came here for inspiration. Now it's your turn. This isn't just a park. It's Sweden saying, this is what we'll fight to keep. From rising coastlines to forests older than history, Sweden's nature doesn't whisper. It roars, it dances, it rises. Which one do you want to see first? Comment below and hit subscribe for more hidden worlds. As they say in Sweden, Trevlig Resa.